round. We shall see as he's moved up. He's scored 9 knockdowns in his 7 fights. The shaven skull of Wayne Alexander. Pedro Carragher, who's won 6 out of 10 so far from Nottingley in Yorkshire. A year younger than Alexander at 23. Alexander's from Duke Mackenzie's neck of the woods, Croydon. Slipping on the canvas, a bit of water that had been spilt in the corner, not helping Carragher.
Well, Carragher very much in the box and not a heavy puncher at all. Hasn't, in his 6 fights, hasn't scored a stoppage win. So he's got to try and keep out of trouble here. Use good boxing ability to try and keep out of the way of the heavy punching Alexander.
Only been stopped once, Carragher. That was in 1 round, though, by Gary Booth. Some decent work behind the southpaw jab. Alexander at a disadvantage from a height and reach point of view. Former ABA champion Wayne Alexander seemed to be in no particular rush with him, but somewhere down the road he may be eyeing up Ensley Bingham's British light middleweight championship.
He's looked a good puncher this far in his career, but at times does leave himself a little open and has been shook up once or twice. So it could always be the danger, and often is with big punches, that they often don't take that good a one, or usually because they're standing in range themselves and they get hit.
Carragher trying to work behind that jab. He's acquitted himself pretty well in this opening round. It is often Alexander's way. He just takes a look for a while and then begins to open up. Right hand, oh, and there's a right hand punch and a delayed action fall. It might have been the left actually that did it. It was a right throw and then a left hand. He's up with the count at 8, but that was strange in a way, the way it took almost about 1.5 seconds for the punch to kind of travel down, and then another punch to the head. And here's the power again of Alexander. He gets up at 8, that's 2 counts, and Mickey Vann has a very, very close look at him this time. But he is a bit of a lights out kind of hitter, this Wayne Alexander.
Well, really showing his power there with the left hand, and Carragher, the bell, has gotten him through that one, but he's felt the power, and I think he'll have lost a lot of confidence because of that. With Alexander not really doing anything in the round, but then Carragher just stood with him for a little while, and he gets the left hook on. There's a little delay, and then the legs just give way.
It's like it went right down to the soles of the boots, wasn't it?
That really shook him up. It's a very, very good punch, gets lots of leverage into it. He just stands still, there's no motion, and then the legs just give way. The second one wasn't quite as good as that. He's just moving away for, just rode that one a bit, but then still had to touch down on one knee.
And this Alexander, there's another left hand from him, which again forces Carragher to take account. This Alexander, when he was ABA light middleweight champion in 1994, he won all of his contests inside 2 rounds.
Just wipe that.
I mean, you've either got that kind of power or you haven't.
Yes, and he does have it. He does have it. He did very little else in that opening round, but then one punch, and you know, he's right on top.
Exciting proposition. There must be something about the timing with Alexander's punches. Sets his feet and turns the punch. And now Carragher is going to be very, very wary, if he wasn't already.
Now he's going to have to use all of his boxing ability to keep out of harm's way, use the jab and move tactics, try and grab Alexander when he's in close, because he doesn't want to let him get his punches off.
Looking for that left hand again, and a rather hefty looking shot to the body this time from Alexander. Carragher caught again by the left hook. And this power is too much. This is the third time he's been on the floor. Mickey Vann having a very close look in the eyes. And he's going to stay down. Carragher's, I think, took a conscious decision there. Now, that's about enough. He's too good for me. Hits too hard. And I don't blame him, really, do you?
No, I think that was the right decision. I'm not sure Mickey Vann would have let it go on had he beat the count, because he wasn't going to win this fight. He had big power, and he took the safety option, which, it's pointless being too brave at this level. He's not getting paid enough for bravery.
Yeah, and I think there's another point, too, that Carragher can go back down a level to the kind of fighters he can win and carry on earning money. Why carry on being knocked around? I'm quite sure you're right. I don't think Mickey Vann would have let it go on. But
I don't think he would have. It was apparent to Carragher himself that he was going to get hurt. He was going to have to take heavy punches, and he was outgunned by a better man, so he took the safe option.
Wayne Alexander, whose career was held up for a year at one point because of an attack of shingles, is certainly back on a roll again now. This is 8 wins, and 7 of them have come by knockout, and he is possessed of a bit of dynamite.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pedro Carragher failed to beat the referee's count after 1 minute 34 seconds of the second round. The winner, Wayne Alexander. And a show of appreciation for a very game opponent, Pedro Carragher.
8 in a row for Alexander.